Welcome on in here to Sports Memo Today, a Thursday edition, and a little bit of a subdued, laid-back version for me. Usually I'm buttoned up. I got the sport coat on. I'm sure the fact that we have Dionne coming on, her man Joe is probably in the background making fun of me saying, Danny boy's not dressed up. He's not buttoned up. It's because the Sixers have a chance to topple the foe that has just run my life for basically my entire fandom. It's Sixers, it's Celtics tonight. Both of our guests going to be breaking it down. I mentioned Dionne coming up first. Moneyline Matt has a player prop in that game. Dionne has a side play. Am I going to like what she has to say? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. We're also going to take a look at the Yankees and the Rays. Yankees as a dog at home. Interesting, even though they've been surging recently. Which way is Dionne going to be looking in that one? And last but certainly not least, we got a little Nuggets and Suns action, a money line play apropos from my man Moneyline Matt. 4 different plays coming your way in 30 minutes or less. I'm your host, Dan Alexander. Let's get right into it here on Sports Memo Today and start with one of the only baseball games that's actually going at a usual time here. We got a lot of day games midweek. We got the Yankees and the Rays at 7:05 this evening. And the Yankees were getting some plus money. That's kind of started to change as the marketplace has been adjusting. Dionne, welcome in. And how are you going to be betting that matchup?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you guys today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this one here. Normally, when the division's first and last place teams square off against one another, you'll see a very, very big number leaning on the favorite. However, when dealing with the American League East, things change. The AL East, once again, is the most competitive division in baseball as all 5 teams have winning records. I mean, you look at some of the other divisions, and some only have one team that actually has a winning record. As usual this season, this division is going to be a real dogfight. You really can't say too many negative things about the Rays. Actually, we're about a quarter of the way into the regular season, and they have yet to reach double digits in losses. They're 29-9, the best overall record in baseball. But as you can see, now in this house, we are Yankees fans. That's right. I normally would be very upset about New York being in 5th in the East. However, they are 21-17 and starting to heat up, winning 3 straight. And let's be honest, they have one of the best home field advantages in all of professional sports. They are 14-8 at Yankee Stadium this season. Today, Drew Rasmussen and Domingo Germán are scheduled. Rasmussen comes off of a scoreless start. However, the team did lose the game, coincidentally, to New York less than a week ago. Even more of a coincidence, Germán was the opposing pitcher in that game. He did not earn a decision despite holding the Tampa Bay lineup to just 2 earned runs on 4 hits. Both starters here today have done well against each other, against opposing lineups today. I just feel that New York is playing at home. They are struggling. They are starting to stride, and they do catch Tampa Bay maybe struggling a bit, dropping 3 of their last 5 coming into game 1 of this series. And by the way, the Rays are just 3-7 their last 10 games played in the Bronx, and surprisingly enough, just 2-8 their last 10 road games played versus teams with a winning record. So I'm going to go ahead and take the home dog here with our team, the New York Yankees.
I guess it's a Homer Thursday here. We're going with your New York Yankees as they're taking on the Rays around -105. There might still be some plus money lingering out there, but you got to shop around to find it. So Homer Thursdays, I love it. So let's get it home with the Yankees. Sixers and Celtics. It's tonight. The Sixers are the home dog. I guess it's also home dog Thursdays here. Sixers getting the 2.5. The total opened at 215. We've only seen under money coming since that point. How are you going to be betting this matchup, Dionne?
Well, in my opinion, momentum plays a big part in the NBA postseason play. As we all know, Boston was leading the series 2-1, and then for some reason, things just fell apart for them. Well, they are now down 3-2. Philadelphia comes in here probably a little ticked off being an underdog at home. And why? Because Boston's facing elimination. The 76ers have an opportunity to send a hated Eastern Conference rival packing for the season. Guys, I keep hearing about Joel Embiid's injury issues. Let me remind you, the other night on a bad knee, he put up 33 points, 7 boards, and blocked 4 shots. So guys, I really wouldn't worry too much about any injury reports here today. And obviously, the Celtics are feeling a lot of pressure right now. They're on the road and playing in a very rowdy Wells Fargo Center. I really think they're in trouble here. As I mentioned earlier, momentum is definitely on the side of Philly. They now get to close out the series against hated rival at home in front of their loyal fans. They're pretty darn good at home, covering 27 of their last 40 games played there. They've also covered 5 of their last 7 games played on 1 day's rest, and 9 of their last 11 games overall. They've been money to us sports better. I like them outright here, but I'll go ahead and take the 2.5 points with the home dog on the 76ers tonight.
I would have let you go first, even if you weren't picking my 76ers. Yeah. So I was talking to you before the show started, and it's been good luck for the first family of Vegas. The last time that Joe's been on, he's 4-0 run on the free plays. You came on, swept the board the last time we chatted, and the client plays have been just as good. So hopefully we sprinkle some of that magic back and forth here. Let's get some winners for both of our teams and for the clients as well. What are they going to find locked and loaded for the premium plays over at your page, sm.buzz/DA?
Yeah, well, right now, I am all over the leaderboards in multiple sports. Right now, I'm 3-1 my last 4 NBA releases. I'm 6-1 my last 7 MLB, and I'm 4-0 my last 4 hockey plays. Overall, I'm on a 9-1 run. But today, I have just one big winner for everybody over at SportsMemo for just $10. It's my NHL back of the net play, which are right now on a 2-0 run. You can get that right now over at SportsMemo for just $10. But this is also the perfect time to go ahead and take advantage of that lucky 7-11 special that we have going on right now over at SportsMemo.
Absolutely. That lucky 7-11 special can get you the 11 days of all access for the price of 7. So it's like getting an extra 3-day pass and a 1-day pass. So you're saving about $100 on that. So why not ride with our experts, not just for 7, but the lucky 11. Glad Dionne mentioned that. You can check that out both at Wager Talk and sportsmemo.com. A guy that you can see at Sports Memo and Wager Talk's TV. He's all over the place. It's Moneyline Matt, and he continues to cash in plays. Hey, I don't see any Michigan gear on for you, though, brother. You didn't get the memo that we all had to be homers on the show here today. I guess I didn't. I should have told you beforehand. That's on me.
Hey, it's all good. It's definitely coming. I got a new office. We're going to be decorating the wall this weekend. The Michigan will be ready to roll. And the Jalen Green haters will definitely not like my background again, because I'm definitely going to have my boy Jalen Green up there with Cade Cunningham, LaMelo Ball. We got to get everyone behind me.
Let them know. Let them know, Matt. Never back down, baby. Detroit built, Detroit strong. All right, let's get into some money line plays. Well, man, Moneyline Matt, it's the Nuggets visiting the Suns. The Nuggets getting around 135 in the marketplace on the road as they're taking on KD and the Suns. How are you going to be breaking this one down, Matt?
Yeah, guys, I want to start off by saying, too, these money line spots have definitely become a specialty of mine somewhat. I'm 17-5 in 2023 with 4% money line best bets and up around 43 units. So definitely seeing these money line spots very well. And in this spot, we have the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets kind of wiped the floor with the Phoenix Suns in Game 5, and now they're looking to close the series out on the road. And for me, I'm actually with the Denver Nuggets at plus 135, and here is why. You know, every single time I have watched this Phoenix Suns team play in this series, I should say, I feel like every game they are on the brink of disaster. And I say this because Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are getting so much usage, so much volume. Everything comes down to those two guys. And yes, they are all NBA talent. There is no doubt in that. But even all NBA talent has off days. And if Devin Booker even slips a little bit, if Kevin Durant even slips a little bit, this team is surely going to lose. You know, in their last matchup in Phoenix, they had a Landry Shamet legacy game where he put up 19 points. And to me, that's just not something you can typically count on. You know, DeAndre Ayton continues to come up very small in this series. I think his best game out there, it was last game, 14 points, 9 rebounds, which for someone who they gave a big contract off in the offseason, you would expect some bigger things. And when they've been playing in Phoenix as well, these have been close games. It's not like they've been blowouts or anything along those lines. It was 114 to 121 with the Suns edging them out, and then 129 to 124. So again, when you break down this Suns roster, Chris Paul is most likely not going to play again. And even if he did play, I could care less. I don't think he adds anything to this team at this point in time. And when you take a look at this lineup and this lineup construction, in comparison to that of the Denver Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets are fielding Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and then, of course, Nikola Jokic coming from the center position. And that is just so much more depth. And then you got Bruce Brown coming off the bench. Bruce Brown is playing some great basketball. He's a guy who can bring the ball up the court. He's a guy who can facilitate. He plays a little bit of defense. And then you also have someone like Jeff Green, who obviously he's an older player. He's a veteran in this league, but he matches up well with Kevin Durant. And I'm not sitting here saying he's going to shut down Kevin Durant. No one really can. But when you have a big body, a long frame, and someone who can match up against him, get in front of his face when he holds his hands up, it's not that easy for Kevin Durant to elevate over top. Again, all of these signs just point me to the Nuggets. Jamal Murray didn't have that typical game where he went off last game, 20-plus points, anything like that. So I think this is a nice spot for Jamal Murray to rebound as well, because one of the weaknesses with this Phoenix Suns team is definitely that point guard position. Before it was Chris Paul, who plays very, very little defense. And then you have Cameron Payne, and Cameron Payne is just such a wild card. He's a wild man out there. You see him bringing the ball up the court. You never know what's going to happen. Is it going to be a good pass, or is it going to go in the crowd? So once again, I'm just with the Denver Nuggets here, and a plus 135 price tag for a team that's looking to close this series out, for a team that is playing better basketball at this point in time, more consistent basketball at this point in time, even going back to those Phoenix games. Those were close games. When Phoenix travels to Denver, they're absolute blowouts. So for me, once again, I think this Denver team is just playing far better basketball at this point in time. And Nikola Jokic, my goodness, that man is playing just possessed out there. He's finding his guys. He's getting triple-doubles. He's got a 50-point game. He's doing essentially whatever he wants. And one last point I have, Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is starting to hit those outside shots once again. If he has 3 threes and 15 points, chalk it up as a loss for the Phoenix Suns. I'm going with the Denver Nuggets here in the spot at plus 135. I think that's a pretty good price tag.
Yeah, I love it. And a detailed breakdown there from a man, Moneyline Matt. You can check him out at SportsMemo, sm.buzz/MLM. Before we get into the player prop you have for the Celtics and Sixers, we mentioned that lucky 7-11 promo where folks can get 11 days all access for the price of 7. What kind of stuff are they going to see locked and loaded? Because it's fast and furious for you taking a look across all of these different leagues, man. So I know a little bit of everything is what they get from a man MLM.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, right now, I've got some NBA plays loaded for both games. I got a side play for the Celtics and Sixers. I have a money line play, which I actually just gave out. That is a premium play. I really do like the Denver Nuggets. I have a prop in the Nuggets game. I have a prop in the Celtics game. So a lot of stuff that you'll find. Got a package discounted as well, and really running hot right now. I think I'm second in the last 7 days NBA, second last 30 days NBA, fourth in overall playoff profit, fifth in 2023 NBA profit. I think I've been, top 3 last 30 days, like the last 3 months. So definitely been running really hot and just looking to keep it going right now. I believe I'm seeing things really well. So excited to just keep this train moving and get these units going.
Well, let's keep that train moving right on into this Celtics-Sixers game, the last free play that we have for the folks here on Sports Memo Today. If you like the show, all we ask you to do, like, subscribe, hop in the comments below, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you want to slander my 76ers. Hey, it all helps the algorithm. Hop below and let us know. All right, you have an eye towards the player props. You mentioned how you specialize in the money lines. You finding player prop value is a huge part of your portfolio as well. And this is one that can hit, and I can still go home happy. What are we looking at for Tatum?
Yeah, so for this spot here, I'm definitely taking a look at Jayson Tatum over 29.5 points. And you take a look at Jayson Tatum in his last game. The Boston Celtics lost on the road to the Philadelphia 76ers, but Jayson Tatum shot 11 of 27 from the field. And although he didn't shoot at a high percentage, I absolutely love that volume. And if you've tuned into the NBA Triple-Double show with myself and Ronald Kabang, very often we talk about player props and volume because that's really what you're trying to gauge. That's what you're trying to go after when taking a player prop. You're trying to essentially say, okay, this guy is going to get 25 shots in this game. He averages a 45% hit rate. So again, there's a good chance he's going to go over that total. I think the very same thing for Jayson Tatum here. In every single game but one this series, Jayson Tatum has seen over 40 minutes, and he's also taken over 20 shots in every single one of those games. In addition to that, this is just something I like to do in terms of the NBA, in the playoffs, when your back is against the wall or when you're going to close a team out. I like to go to the team stars. In this series, in my personal opinion, I do think Jaylen Brown has potentially outplayed Jayson Tatum. He's shot more efficiently. He's played better defense at times, things of that nature. But now the back is against the wall for the Boston Celtics. I personally do like the Celtics to go out and win this game, and I think it's going to be Jayson Tatum getting it done. Overall, you have to worry about so much more with the Boston Celtics in terms of their bench, because you have guys like Malcolm Brogdon coming off. You got guys like Derek White. You got guys like Marcus Smart who are facilitating. But for me, I really do think this is going to be a game where we see 20-plus shots from Jayson Tatum, 20-plus shots from Jaylen Brown. And, I think this is going to be a high-usage game for Jayson Tatum as well. In his last game, on top of that, we saw him get to the free throw line 13 times. Okay, so he's being more aggressive, getting to the paint. He's in this spot too. You definitely want to go after Joel Embiid. To Dionne's point, Joel Embiid had a great game in Game 5. So now, if you're the Boston Celtics, I think you want to go at him. I think you want to attack him, and no one better to do that than Jayson Tatum. He's got that long arms. He's very good at that swing through and going up and going for a layup, stuff like that. So for me, I really do like the look of Jayson Tatum. He's shot at somewhat of a lesser percentage from 3 in this series as well. He's shooting 30% from 3, and typically shoots a 36% from behind the arc. So once again, great spot for Jayson Tatum. I love to take those spots where you expect natural uptick too. Like I was saying, 30% shooting in the series, shoots around 36%. At some point, you think he's going to shoot good from 3. If he can hit around 3 or 4 threes, I think he's very likely to go over this total here. And especially with that volume, once again, if you're taking 20-plus shots, 25-plus shots, you're definitely in line to go over 30 points. So I really do like Jayson Tatum in this spot to go over 29.5.
Tatum over the 29.5, according to my man Moneyline Matt. Check him out, sm.buzz/MLM. And that's going to do it for us. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Again, if you did, all we ask you to do, hit that little subscribe button so you never miss any of the great shows here at Sports Memo and at Wager Talk TV. We'll be locked and loaded Tuesday, Thursday, hopefully, with my Sixers moving on to the finals. Sorry, Celtics fans out there, but it's our time. We deserve a little bit of fun too. It's been Boston's decade plus in all of my lifetime. So let's get it done here tonight, Sixers. Big thanks to our guests, Moneyline Matt and Dionne D'Amico, my producer Eric, doing a terrific job behind the scenes. For all of them, I'm your host Dan Alexander, and we'll see you next week on Sports Memo Today.